everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we're making this multi-degree high waist skirt. So the measurements that will be needed, the actual waist measurement is 41, so I added allowance. I have 44 inches and the length of the skirt is 45 inches. I added extra 3 inches because I'll be opening the two sides of the flare, so I'll join it to fix pockets and zip on the side. So the both sides we having pockets, then we have zip on one side. So 44 for the waist circumference right there. Then the length of the skirt is 45, so I'll be reducing 3 inches from the length. That 3 inches will be what I'll cut for band. So I'll be using 3 inches for the wideness of my band, the length of the band. So 45 minus 3 there will give us 42. Then while cutting the flare, I'll be adding extra 1.5, that is half inch to join the flare to the band. Then the 1 inch will be folded at the dampers, so that gives us 43.5. So when you're folding your 180 degree, your fabric will be folded into two first. You have it on fold, then you fold it into two again. I'm folding with this paper to show you first, because the camera might not really carry the big wrapper when I'm cutting that, but I'll still show that on one side. But the exact thing you're doing on the paper that you still do on the wrapper. So I have it folded into four like so. You have the shape of this triangle. So the next thing to do is to put my waist circumference at the upper part there. We already have our waist 44 will be divided into 4, because the fabric is folded into 4. So you have to fold it, divide by 4. That's 44 divided by 4 will give us 11. So I'll cuff my tape. I'm using centimeter on the paper and inches on the wrapper. So I will hold my 11 inches right there and cuff it on the paper where I have it edge to edge on the paper, the 11 inches right there. So after cuffing it, the next thing is to mark where that tape is right there. After mark it on both sides, and after marking it, the next thing is to measure it from the tip of the fabric. From the tip now, I measure down to where I marked, so that whatever number I have there, I'll take it all around with my tape so that the cuff can be perfect. So from the tip of the paper right there to where I marked, I have 14.5 inches. So that 14.5 inches, I'm going to take it all around. On the wrapper, on the paper, I'm having 14.5 centimeter. Then on the wrapper, I'm having 13.5 inches. That gave me that 11 inches on the waist circumference. So you take it all around very well so that the cuff will be okay. Then you can see on the wrapper, I was taking it all around. Then the next thing is to cut it out. Or you can just mark it first. From there, from that cuff now, you measure the length of the skirt. That is from the waist circumference that we marked just now. You place your tape on that cuff and measure the length of the skirt. Remember, the length of the skirt I'll be marking out now is 43.5. So from that waist circumference of the wrapper, I already marked the 43.5 right down. So on paper right now, I'm marking the 43.5 from that cuff. Yes, the 45 minus 3 gives us 42 plus 1.5, so that's 43.5. So from the waist circumference now, I'm marking my 43.5 centimeter. So after marking that, you can still take your tape back to the edge of the paper, so that you don't start marking it bit by bit from the waist circumference. It's easier from the tip. So from the tip now to the waist circumference line and the skirt length altogether, now we're having 58.5 centimeter. So you hold it down there and take it all around. We can as well measure from the waist circumference. You make marking the 43.5 all around, but you'll be moving your tip, you'll be picking it and putting it on the line as you're moving around, but it's easier from the tip. Just mark the 58.5 all around now. That's 14.5 from the tip to the waist circumference, and from the waist circumference down is 43.5. So altogether we have 58.5 right there. So after taking it all around, you cut it out. Then on the fabric up there, I was marking out the band. The wideness is 3 inches plus half. That's 3.5 on fold. Then the length now, the waist divided by 4 plus allowance, seam allowance, and I added that allowance as well. That is, the waist is 41 divided by 4 plus extra 1 inch for that, then 1.5 for seam allowance. Then you have it like that, front and back. Then after cutting the length of the skirt like so on the paper, you can see that place that is not equal. You do the same thing on the wrapper. Most time is not, one side is not getting down because of the length of the fabric. So it's just to add another one, let them lap each other with ½ inch. Turn it over like so and cut from this cuff side so that it will be equal and it will rhyme with the other side. This other side I want to cut now. Add ½ inch for joining that place, because the way I folded that extra one is not folded on that side. It has an opening, so I have to join it back. But you can as well fold your fabric such a way that that place will not have a joining. Thanks for watching. If you find this video useful, please subscribe and watch out for my other videos.